Hi, everyone. This is Terri Pace, and I'm a holistic health coach. I'm here to share some of my knowledge and experiences on many different health topics. Um, I just want to express my gratitude for the opportunity to, bring this topic to you. We're doing a series every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. We have a little bit topic. And so during today's workshop, it's my intention to share with you my passion, my knowledge, my experience in the hopes that will empower you to live and love a natural solutions lifestyle. I hope specifically to bring you some valuable information so that you use essential oils on your children with confidence and become an essential oil expert, a healer in your own home, right? I want you to use essential oils to create the life that you want to live, right? So, just to make sure everybody understands what is an essential oil, let's just have a brief review, right? And so an essential oil is distilled from a plant, right? The leaves, the flowers, the bark, sometimes the stem or the roots, right? They're naturally occurring, volatile aromatic compounds, right? It's actually nature's chemistry. And I like to refer to essential oils as a message-carrying molecule, right? It has a message for your cells. Now, the essential oils produced by the plant as part of its defensive or recovery mechanisms, or part of its communications, right? So it'll help protect it, right? Protects the plant from threats. It helps it recover, and it actually is part of its ability to attract pollinators or even repel pests. And so those are the same three reasons why we would want to use them: protection, recovery, right, healing, and communication. And when I talk about communication, for us, I'm talking about intercellular communication. Now, there's really, really easy ways we use them, right? The first way is aromatic, right? It's just simply open the bottle, smell it, put it on your hands, breathe it in. If you have a diffuser, put it in your diffuser, right? The second method is topical, right? We apply it on or near the area we want to impact. And then the third way is internally, right? You can put some in your water or in a veggie cap, or if you're brave like me, a lot of times I just put it right under my tongue. But I remind you that not all essential oils are created equal. And so we have to make sure, number one, that it has a supplement facts label from the FDA. That means that it's, regarded as safe for internal use. But I will remind you, right? I use doTERRA's essential oils because I truly trust the quality of this oil, right? Not only is it safe to take internally, that many times it is actually recommended for internal use to have the highest benefit. And so today we're going to talk a little bit about using essential oils for children, right? And so the top thing that comes to mind is making sure it's safe, right? Somehow we have a higher standard of what's, quality and safety that, we want to apply on our children. It should be the same for you, right? You're just as important as any child that you might have. But I just noticed that we tend to have this higher standard when it comes to protecting our family. And so whether you've used essential oils for a long time or you're just getting started, making sure that essential oils are safe is one of the first things that a parent experiences. Now, although children are smaller and generally more sensitive than adults, it is possible for your entire family to enjoy the essential oils on a daily basis, right? As we talk, we're going to go through some of those guidelines that help to make sure that it's safe, right? And I think the best way to make sure it's safe is to be educated. And so, being part of this workshop is one of the first things that we do, right? We reach out to trustworthy sources of information. That's another reason I love doTERRA, because their education and their desire to share the science behind essential oils is unmatched, right? And so that really allays my fears for using it on me and my children. Now, the way you use essential oils for yourself is definitely different than how you'll use them on a child, right? And so we want to make sure that you read the labels, you follow instructions, and that you do have the right education, right? And so the first question we always address is it safe for children, right? So like any, any search for information, you'll discover that essential oils have been used for thousands of years, right? Examples are ancient Egyptians used it for beauty treatments or in food preparation, sometimes during a religious ceremony or rituals. The Chinese used it extensively for promoting wellness, right? I want to help you appreciate that essential oils, it's not a fad, right? You might be hearing more and more about them lately, but it's not a fad. We've had different cultures and many centuries that have used essential oils safely, and so can you, right? And so, like any substance, right, essential oils can be unsafe if they're used incorrectly, even for adults, right? And so the key to safe usage is just adhering to some very simple guidelines and paying attention to the dosage. Essential oils are composed of natural compounds, which means that they offer a safe and natural way to care for your family. Like any product that you'd use in your home or on your children, as long as you know how to use essential oils for their intended purpose, right? We use them intentionally. What am I trying to create? And what oil am I going to grab to do that? Now, doTERRA is, they really want you to feel confident about using essential oils on yourself and on your children. This is why they created the Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade standard. Right? Before doTERRA showed up, there really wasn't a standard. And so they created it and they live to that high standard, right? It's a series of tests that ensure that it's always going to meet that high quality of production and no harmful contaminants, right? So not only should the testing process make us feel as parents that, we love them, it should give you a peace of mind, right? They've done all the work for you so that you can easily grab it and use it with confidence. Now, I could spend an hour telling you all the things about doTERRA's process, but I'm just going to quickly review, right? So there's, more than 13 tests that are done, right? And so initially, right, when the raw material is harvested and distilled, they do a series of tests to make sure that there's no synthetics, there's no GMOs, there's nothing else added or taken away, right? There's a series of tests that they do. When they receive the oils, then they do a secondary validation, right? I know like some of these terms might sound really like outlandish, right? Organoleptic, like what the heck does that mean? It means the human factor, right? How does it smell? What does it look like? How does it taste, right? And so sometimes we do that, like, you smell the milk and you're like, is it good or not good, right? And so we do the same thing with our oils. We can, over time, we get to really be attuned to, okay, this smells right or not. Maybe it's cloudy or maybe it has things floating in it, right? And so just by our own human senses, we can validate the purity and potency. Another one, FTIR, is just another way of talking about, like, when we do some of the tests, right, like a gas chromatograph or a mass spectrometry, it's like taking a fingerprint of the chemistry of that oil. And then the FTIR is kind of like matching the fingerprint to some known standard, right? We have to know, well, what is it supposed to look like? This is what it looks like, but what is it supposed to be, right? And then finally, once it's, in the bottle and, ready for sale, right, they do additional tests to make sure that nothing got in that bottle during the whole process, right? And so I love that they do it at different stages. before it comes to doTERRA, when they receive it, and before they sell it to you, right? And even once it's been bottled and sold, they keep some on a shelf, and they continue to do more and more testing on it over the life of the oil, just to make sure that it's remaining stable on the shelf, right? I think that is amazing. And the one thing I'll impress on you is that doTERRA performs the most thorough testing in the entire industry, okay? So it's safe for me, it's safe for my children, so it's gonna be safe for you and your children. So one of the other safety tips that we'll talk about today is dosing, right? It's always important to know that kids are not just tiny adults, right? They have a much lower body mass, and they're still developing. And so their bodies and their skin are far more sensitive than ours. Essential oils, right, are extremely potent, right? A single drop of peppermint is equivalent to 28 cups of peppermint tea, right? And so we use it sparingly, right? One single drop is all we need. Well, a child who's, maybe a third of our size, maybe even a quarter of our size, needs even less than that single drop, right? And so if you look at this chart, you can see that, the dosing for a child is much different than the dosing for an adult. So now let's break this down, right? So the dermal section refers typically to what we call topical, right? The oral or internal section, right? They both are things that we are going to ingest, right? We use them as internal, right? Sometimes we put them in a capsule to get them internal, and sometimes we put them in our mouth, right? Like putting it in water and drinking it is kind of an oral application, right? So, and then, when we're using oils topically, right, we're going to, dilute oils, right? We want to make sure that it's going to be easy on the skin of a sensitive person. So that includes children and infants, but also people with sensitive skin, or maybe the elderly, right? So, using a carrier oil like the doTERRA fractionated coconut oil is going to help to make sure that, we're protecting that experience, right? When you're trying essential oils that are new, it's always a good idea to apply them on the feet, right? This is one of the best places to get started. And one of the best ratios, right? Like if you're just getting started, you're not really sure, is 1 drop of essential oil to 5 drops of a carrier oil. As you begin to have experience and you trust your intuition, you can adjust that up or down as needed. Now, probably the safest way for children to enjoy the benefits of essential oils is just for you to diffuse it, right? Get a diffuser, put it in their room, put it by where they do their homework, right? We have diffusers almost every single room. The kitchen, the bathroom, the bedrooms, we love diffusing essential oils. And we have different aromas that we put in different rooms for different purposes, right? When I'm in my room, my bedroom, I want something calming and soothing, right? When I'm in the kitchen, I want something that's protective, right? Because I have a lot of traffic of people who come through my kitchen, right? Sometimes during the day, when my son is at home and being cared for, right? Sometimes, it gets a little cranky, or it gets a little, kind of sedated and I need him to be awake a little bit more, right? I want him to pay attention to what we're doing, and I want him to participate. And so sometimes we'll put in an oil that's uplifting, right? So whatever you want to do, whether you're promoting feelings of relaxation or encouragement or focus or even happiness, right? Diffusing essential oils in a diffuser is a really safe way for the entire family to enjoy essential oils. One of the other safety tips is to avoid sensitive areas, right? And so, the eyes, the ears, the nose, right? We really don't put any essential oils in these places, right? Any place on your body that is a sensitive area, you should avoid that or heavily dilute it. And if you have broken or damaged skin, right, you're going to want to avoid applying those oils in those places. We also want to make sure that we understand photosensitivity, right? And so a lot of the citrus oils, if you put them on your skin and go out in the sun, they can be photosensitive, right? It's a sunlight sensitivity. And many of the oils will have a warning for going out in the sun. We just want to make sure that if you're going to apply the oils that have some photosensitivity, that you apply them where the sun don't shine, right? Like under the clothing area, excuse me, or you know, apply them up to 12 hours before. So sometimes you could apply it at night and not worry about the next day, right? But putting them on right before you go outside is probably not a good idea. Okay, another safety tip is, well, you want to make sure that, you know, you keep it out of the reach of children, right? It's hard for children sometimes to understand just how potent and how powerful doTERRA essential oils can be, right? Some oils should not be taken internally. And so, you know, a child might not have the knowledge or the understanding to appreciate those things, right? So you should always use essential oils with your children, right? Like, they're safe to use, but under your guidance. Just like, you know, if you're teaching your child how to cook or how to, you know, cut their own meat on their plate, right? We do it and we observe them. We're right there guiding them. Unless it's a kit that's especially made for children, right? And so we have the kids collection that has been pre-diluted and made especially for children, right? For their sensitive skins, for their immature growth cycles, right? And so when you use the kids collection, you can let the children, you know, have it at their fingertips and really enjoy them. Now, I know some of you guys out there are already oilers, right? You already have your own favorites. And so this quick reference guide is a way for you to say, okay, if I like Serenity, what's the kids collection blend that I should use for my child? And so, you know, Balance is equivalent to Steady, right? Thinker is like our In Tune. You would use Tamer if instead of Digesten, right? And so these oils were specifically created for children, right? There's no more than 4 oils in the blend, right? Right? We keep the chemistry a little bit more simple so that, you know, these bodies that are not adults have the ability to easily integrate and metabolize them. So Terri's also done some really amazing things, right? We want to dilute essential oils before applying them on our children. And so the doTERRA Touch Kit saves you that step, right? It's already pre-diluted in a base of fractionated coconut oil. And it's great. You can use it with confidence and not have to worry about having sensitive skin, right? I also love that they're in a roller bottle. And so it makes it super convenient when you want to apply it on the back of your child's neck or on the bottom of their feet. It just makes it really convenient. And so, you know, hopefully you guys have experienced some of these essential oils already. We also have the emotional aromatherapy kit, right? So, you know, a big reason why people use essential oils is to manage mood, right? When we breathe in essential oil, the first place it hits is the olfactory bulb, which brings it into the limbic brain, right? And your limbic brain is responsible for memory, mood, and emotion. And so we can help to influence our mood, our perception of what's going on around us in the world by just breathing in an essential oil. And so, you know, how about a very specially designed kit with emotional benefits, right? Essential oils can be used to calm anxious feelings, to promote feelings of excitement or encouragement. And because essential oils are so good for mood management, this line will help to uplift you, calm you, or alter your mood like that, right? We know that when you breathe in an essential oil, within 22 seconds, that chemistry is interacting with the brain. We know that within 2 minutes, we can identify that chemistry in the bloodstream. And within 22 minutes, it's in every single cell of your body, right? And so I love the emotional aromatherapy line, and I particularly love the touch version of this because it's pre-diluted in a roller bottle, just like the touch kit of your top 10 essential oils, but these are the emotional oils. And so whatever you're looking to do, you're looking to motivate your child, you're looking to calm them down, are you looking to console them? Maybe they've had a disappointment, right? And so you select the oil that kind of is the emotion you want to help them attain, right? So, we know when emotions are running really high, we could always use a little extra help for our child to be calm and consoled, right? If anybody had any experiences with the emotional aromatherapy line, feel free to put them in the chat and share a little bit of your story. I love learning from other people, right? That's the best part about this. Okay, so what I want to do now is take you through some solutions for children, right? Now, our kids go outside, right? We want to, always protect their skin from the sun, but sometimes, maybe they've overdone it a little bit. And so this is a quick recipe with some peppermint, lavender, and melaleuca, right? You dilute it in fractionated coconut oil with some vitamin E and some aloe vera, if you have it, and just put it in a spray bottle and just spray their back or their arms where they might have gotten a little bit too much. Another great solution we use all the time, right? My son tends to get bloody noses. And so cypress, frankincense, and helichrysum, kind of like we just apply it right over the bridge of the nose. And so you can even just kind of make your own roller bottle with this recipe, pre-dilute it, and then it's always available for you just to kind of, put it on. Another common experience, right? Sometimes our children pick up things that we don't want them to have. And so, eucalyptus, geranium, lavender, and our tea tree oil with some fractionated coconut oil can help, right? So you can use it as a scalp treatment or even part of your shampoo, right? And, just apply, like put it in a spray bottle and spray around your home, right? So just in case those little guests are now in the bedding or, in the sofas or in some of our areas, we want to make sure that they just go away, right? Remember, essential oils can be a pest repellent. Right? That's one of their key features of why a plant will produce them. We can also use essential oils on babies, right? And so doTERRA has some really great information on making over your diaper bag, right? So here's a couple of my favorites, right? So obviously keeping baby's bum really with good skin integrity, right? You can use a spray bottle of tea tree, lavender, and rosemary mixed with some purified water, right? Just spritz it on, right? Or you can make it in a kind of like coconut oil, the stuff that's solid at room temperature, right? And just, tea tree, lavender, and German chamomile with a little bit of witch hazel, right? If you want to make a heavier cream, I love lavender and tea tree, right? It's just so protective. And, if your child tends to get, frequent rashes, you might want to consider doing a little PB Assist Junior. This is a microencapsulated probiotic that's specially designed for children's bellies. And sometimes we just have to kind of normalize the microbiome that's in their gut to help boost their immune function and to help ease, the expressions of the skin. So what else can we do? As part of that make over your diaper bag, right, you can make homemade wipes, right? And so, get some, of the softer, not the cheap paper towels, but some softer paper towels, put some warm water and some fractionated coconut oil with some lavender and some tea tree. Take an old wipes container and, pop that in there. I've done this actually with like surface wipes, and instead of the lavender and the tea tree, I just put in our On Guard, which is a protecting blend. And you can use it as a surface wipe, and you can have wipes for the skin too. So what happens when our children are a little cranky because they have, ooh, what's going on? Come on. What is going on? This is jumping all over the place. Okay, so when they have some digestive discomfort, right? So PB Assist Junior, I spoke about already, right? Microencapsulated probiotic designed for, you know, children's bellies. It has a great strawberry melon flavor. So, and it's kind of pixie stick. And so you open up the pixie stick and then you could put it in a yogurt or in their oatmeal, or you could just give it to them to eat like a pixie stick. We also have a, one of the kids collection blends is called Tamer. It's specifically for digestive comfort for children. We also, if your child's able to swallow, the new peppermint soft gels are amazing, right? They have a very special enteric coating so that they get from the, go through the stomach into the intestine where they do the most good. And then of course, you could just have your child, if they're old enough, suck on a ginger drop. If they're younger, you can actually dissolve the ginger drop in some warm water and then let them drink that. So lots of really easy ways. Okay, here's another way. Sometimes our children are in need of some immune protection, right? We need to boost their ability to fight the germs that they might be exposed to. And so I love the stronger blend, right? It is Lucia, rose, cedarwood, and frankincense, right? And so these are really powerful essential oils, and they're good to help, you know, boost their ability to respond, right? And give them a little bit of protection when they're not feeling their best. You can also have the On Guard and the Breathe drops, right? These are good to suck on if your child's, you know, not going to have a choking hazard. If they are, again, these are ones, you know, that you can put in, you know, water and dissolve it and let them drink it. Another common thing that we deal with our children is we need to calm them down, right? And I love the Peace Touch. It is one of my favorite essential oils. It has, you know, frankincense and vetiver, right? They're wood oils, so they're very grounding to the nervous system. We also have a ylang-ylang flower, clary sage, and lavender, which are very calming to our emotions, right? All the flower oils are going to be calming. So now we're going to have emotional calm with nervous system calm, right? And now we are going to be at peace, right? There's a couple other things in there like spearmint and marjoram, like that just are kind of uplifting. And so can you imagine a calm that doesn't have you muted, right? That it actually uplifts you at the same time as giving you this peace. I just absolutely love it. Dawn says peace is one of her favorites too. Okay, and anything wild orange looks like this, right? Just happy kids, right? Wild orange is very high in something called D-limonene, and so it's going to absolutely boost the dopamine that a child has, right? The brain chemistry responds to D-limonene really quickly, and it helps us look at the life with happiness and abundance. And so it's kind of like sunshine in a bottle. I just absolutely love it. Finally, it's really important for our children's developing brain, right? Like before the age of 5, 90% of their brain development is happening, right? And so we want to make sure that we're going to support healthy brain function, right? When we take a really good omega, like doTERRA's IQ Omega, it's neuroprotective. It has sesquiterpenes, right? It's a big word, but it just is a tiny, tiny molecule that is able to get through the blood-brain barrier, right? And it helps, actually supports the dendritic growth and function, right? And so these are things that are going to help, you know, internal communication in the brain happen better, right? So there's lots and lots of recipes, right? There's smoothies and, you know, all sorts of crafts. Like I went on the doTERRA blog and found pumpkin cookies, gingerbread cookies, lavender cupcakes, peppermint black bean brownies, which I made. They were amazing. You can make French toast and incorporate IQ Omega, which is a liquid omega, right? To help them, you know, get that healthy fat for brain development. You could have citrus coconut popsicles, On Guard pancakes, dark chocolate ginger waffles. Like, all these things are just making my mouth water. Just so amazing. You could even combine essential oils into peanut butter, right? Make a really fun peanut butter sandwich or a fun peanut butter dip for some of the veggies that you're trying to get them to eat, right? There's also tons and tons of DIYs, right? You can make like aromatherapy jewelry or Play-Doh. You can make soaps and bubble bath, right? And so there's lots of ways for you to incorporate essential oils into your child's daily routine and make it fun. And so, you know, I hope today we've given you a lot of different things that you can do with essential oils for your children. If you would like some of the recipes and a essential oils for children ebook, I'd be happy to send it to you. Just put your name and your email in the chat, and I will be happy to email that to you. If you do not yet have essential oils in your home at your fingertips, I invite you to connect with me, right? You can go to this site and you can get, you know, just it's a way of filling out this form, so I know how to contact you with either your name or your email address and phone number, right? What exactly are you interested in? I'll be happy to send you some samples. You can also just text me or email me. I'm on social media. I have a Facebook page. I'm on Instagram, and I also have a Vimeo channel, right? So you can watch lots of really cool topics like this that we record every Tuesday at 2. And so next week, we're going to be doing how to boost protection for the back to school season. And so we hope that you join us there, and we'll see you next week. Thank you again for joining me. I'm going to stop the recording and we'll open it up for questions.